Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here. Hope you're having a great day. Wednesday workout. Who's ready for some midweek motivation? Really looking forward to getting out for some activity today. It's been really busy for me. Working again. Who works between Christmas and New Year? And I offered to. I didn't have to. But there you go. It'll all come back to me in the end. So it's really important though for me to get out and get some activity. I missed out on all the daylight again, and like yesterday, I'm not really feeling it, but I know by getting out there, getting out for a run tonight, I'll be feeling so much better, and of course a lot more positive going into the next few days off, which is really important, isn't it? We've got a lot to be positive about. A new year always brings positivity, it always brings people set off with good intentions. And if that's the way you look at it, that's absolutely fantastic, because there's a lot going on right now, isn't there? Do you know, we've just had that announcement locally here in Nottingham about going into Tier 4. To me, really, it doesn't change anything. Whilst it is a little bit frustrating, whilst it does change small things, it's not going to stop me in my sort of long-term goals of the things I do. I love to get out and walk. I love to get out and run. All things that I've been encouraged throughout, you know. I love to sort of listen and watch things and learn. It can't stop that. There's one or two little things that is affecting. I mentioned yesterday, I'm looking at a bigger plan of trying to coach people and do a thing called Iron Chant, which is basically lots of targets all at once. It's going to take a lot of determination and commitment. And whilst I can't do it the same way with a small group of people, what I can do is work on a one-on-one basis. So, of course, there's pros and cons with that. It's going to take me some more time, but it's going to mean working, building relationships up with people, being able to focus on them. They'll get more out of it, hopefully. You know, so it's all 6 and 2 threes most of the time. That's what I'm finding with all these announcements. Of course, they need to happen. We need to know where we are, but they're a little bit boring now, aren't they? It's all the same. You know, and I'm just treating it as if we was in the lockdown most of the time anyway, because there is an issue there. There's something to resolve. And whilst I've got my own opinions on that, you know, it's of course there's something we've got to do all the things that we've been told to do from day one. Keep washing our hands, keep staying safe, keep our space, you know, all those things are really important, and as important as ever. We've got the light on the horizon. You know, light at the end of the tunnel, sorry. We've got that in terms of the vaccination. So it's not all doom and gloom, is it? There's so much to look forward to. As long as you do things with positivity and good intentions, that's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? And speaking of the new year, I hear so much people mocking those who take on New Year's resolutions. And to be honest, we can make change any day of the year, any time, whenever we want. When we make a decision, we can just take it on from there. It's something I've learned, but let's not mock people, eh? Do you know, it's whatever works for the individual. What New Year does do is give people a great sort of measurement of time. They'll know exactly when they started. They know exactly how long they've been going. And myself doing a running streak, today will be day 60. The fact I know it's day 60 is going to get me going again. So if people are using the 1st of January as a time to resolve some issues, but I think that's the key point, isn't it? It's about resolving something. A resolution is bringing an end to a situation. So if you're not drinking because you drink too much, then the important thing is just to take that forward, make that permanent change. A resolution is not a temporary measure. So whilst I will encourage people to make all those positive changes, to make New Year's resolutions, to work at them, to give them a real go, you know, remember the long-term aim is always to sort of complete and not sort of fall back into it. If you do fall back into it, so what? We go again, we give it another go, you know. That's how it is. I've spoke lots of times about things I'm trying to do this year, sleeping being the main one, you know, and a couple of times I've abstained from drinking, and whilst it's not a problem for me personally, it's just something I want to sort of bring in more and more. But it's not always worked for me. The sleeping, like I say, is the big one. I really want to make an effort this year to start getting up early, to start getting into a set routine. Something I struggled with for a long, long time. So part of this Iron Jan challenge is going to include that, measures to sort of sort that. And so if you've got some New Year's resolutions, go for it. You'll get all the encouragement you can get from me. Do you know, I said all that about starting when you want to start. 5 years ago, I was in a pretty bad place. I mentioned this so much through DOdaily. Well, not too bad a place, but I was low on confidence, if anything. Do you know, I was struggling. Do you know, I didn't feel like I had too many people around me understanding. And basically, somebody said to me, "Why don't you lose 2 stone?" They knew I wanted to lose weight. They knew I was struggling a bit for confidence. And in my head, I told myself constantly, I need to lose 6 stone. I need to lose 6 stone. But ultimately, that was unachievable. Do you know, the goal was too big. The goal was too far away. It would take too much hard work. So I'd set off with good intentions, New Year, you know, diet, this, that, and the other. And ultimately, a week or 2 in, after feeling fantastic, I'd give in because it was too far away. So this person told me to lose 2 stone, and if in a year I'm 2 stone lighter, I'd take it there and then, wouldn't I? And I thought, well, yeah, I would, because that's a step in the right direction. So I set off with the target of losing 2 stone, which is £0.5 pound a week, over a year. I actually lost it in 2 months. I took up running. I lost another 4 stone by October. I'd achieved that big goal I thought I couldn't achieve in less time. And that's my point about setting these kind of targets. It's so important to do it. It's so important to look for that achievement and that personal satisfaction, but just be realistic with it. Do you know, I set myself 3 targets that year. I'd completed them all by April. I was feeling great. Do you know, one thing led to another. Do you know, like I say, took up the running, start earning some medals, do you know, getting all that personal satisfaction, and then just going off in different ways. I've done so much in the last 5 years I never expected to do. Keep pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I'll ask questions. I'll speak in front of a camera, trying to advise people. And whilst a lot of the time I still feel like an imposter, that's just me being honest and relatable, as I always try to be. It's developing me all the time. It's making me feel better. And whether other people understand that, whether other people see that, as long as I feel good, that's all that matters. If I'm happy in my situation, if I'm enjoying the things I do, that's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? And when you're aiming for something, when you achieve it, you tend to sort of enjoy it and realise how much difference it makes. And that's why all the time I'm trying to encourage activity, trying to make it part of my day, trying to encourage others to make it part of their day. I'll never tell anybody not to do something. I'll never tell anybody that they're useless for not being able to do something. You know, it's hard work. We've all been there, and at some point, just clicks. You know, for me, it's just been a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. You know, understanding that the one person who can make the biggest impact on my health and on my life and on my future is myself. You know, a little bit guilty in the past of sitting around waiting for things to happen, but definitely don't do that now. I'm pushing ahead. Some of the coaching, some of the talking on DOdaily, I'm probably doing a bit before I'm qualified to do it. But so what? How will I get qualified? How will I get better if I don't throw myself into that situation? So all I'm basically saying today, guys, is just set yourself a few little targets, give it a go. You know, achievable, but things that you can see an end to as well. You know, things that you can sort of sign off and say, well, that used to be part of my life. You know, it's not anymore. You know, and once you do that, you'll realise that everything changes. And no matter what time of year, you can make another change and just rejig it to how you want to be. Of course, getting back to the activity and Wednesday workout, what we normally do is have a challenge, but I've tried to be a bit more laid back this week. I've tried to encourage people to do what they need to do. Of course, Christmas plans are up in the air. People are doing this, that and the other. They might be working different hours, you know, just like myself. So I've not been sort of forcing the activity as much, although, like I said yesterday, I try not to force it, but you know what I mean, trying to sort of pass on the message of what we can do. So I've put no sort of set plans in. So it's a bit of a free fall today. Seen lots of people have been out and tagged in Wednesday workout. If you can do that, I'll share it across the social media. The links will be at the end of the video. Be absolutely fantastic to keep inspiring and motivating people. There were lots of people out there who don't watch DOdaily, who don't sort of know about activity. Believe me, there is barriers there. It might seem like everybody can access activity, but I was in a place where I felt I couldn't, you know. So somebody might just see a friend running, they might see a friend enjoying themselves, and they might think, oh, it's New Year, this is the time for me. And that's fantastic, isn't it? And that's what Wednesday workout's about today, is just posting those pictures, encouraging people, you know, talking to people, checking in as well. That's important, isn't it? It can be a pretty tough time of year for some. I mentioned that a few times, and now we've got to sort of come together. And that's what the Wednesday workout's about. It all stems from the Do Running Trent Bridge group, which was my first sort of group session I formed here in Nottingham, where it's got great spirit, it's got great togetherness. After every session, we'll sit around and chat and talk about what we're doing, about events and the medals we earn, all those kind of things. So it's about being together, and that's all I'm trying to do here, is just work together to try and encourage and inspire others to get out and make similar choices and reaping all the benefits that myself and the rest of the Do Running community have over the last couple of years. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure again this year. Really enjoy the things I do. In January, I've got a challenge lined up. Basically, it's going to be #DoItYourWay. So what I'm asking people to do is get out and cover 26.2 miles over the 4 Wednesdays. Do you know, I'm going to put more detail to that in a closed Facebook event on the Do Running page. So please join that if you can. It's open to absolutely everybody. I always say, if you take part in this challenge and no other, absolutely no obligation. Do you know, all I want people to do is get from the group whatever they need to. I'm quite persistent with what I offer. Do you know, I keep posting things in there, but I'm not going to make any apologies for that. People come and go as they please, get involved as much as they want. So if you like the sound of that challenge, or check it out for other challenges we do, you know, please get involved. For some, it might not be much of a challenge, but then the challenge becomes about working together, doing something to structure, creating routine, creating good habit. You know, for some it'll be an amazing challenge, and what I think that'll be to set the year off with 26.2 miles already clocked up. You know, I always see people talking, they've done 1,000 miles this year, they've done 500. You know, in a pretty dire year for myself, where I feel like I've not done very much. I've done 700 miles, so that's more than respectable. Really proud of myself when I think of it that way. So that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about doing the little things that we enjoy to keep us ticking over, to keep us looking forward, and to keep us positive. We all need that right now. Despite how much I try and ignore all that rubbish, you know, it gets to us all. It gets us down. But hopefully in the new year, we can really go at it. And I was just saying to somebody today, I get this feeling that because 2020 has been because it's been the way it has, you know, people might come through it a lot stronger, a lot sort of, you know, one of those things, if it don't kill you, it can only make you stronger. You know, there's obviously an issue in society with things like mental health, you know, and whilst the situation is not going to be great for that, it's going to really affect some people. Hopefully that it creates a real sort of buzz when we come out of it, and everybody can come together and remember all the things we used to do and really make the most of them. That's all I've got to say today, guys. Hope it's a good one. Oh, sorry, there is one or two more things. I always remember when I say that's all I've got to say. Thursday thoughts. Could do with some questions. If you could post them in on this video, on the comments, or any of the social media posts, would love to go at those. Of course, anything about the situation, about physical activity, about plans for the new year, about goals, about how to achieve certain things, what activities you can do, what's available. Please post them up. Injuries, anything, you know. Please post them up in the comments. I'd love to answer those. And to end the year on a high note, please answer my question. You know, please comment with how you've what has been your biggest positive of 2020 for everything that's happened. There's so much to come out of it. Just through the running group, I posted a picture today of one of the away days we did. Absolutely brilliant, love that. And the final thing, promise it is the final thing this time. Really desperate now to get to 100 subscribers. I've not gone big on the subscribers. I don't push it every day. People say to me, you don't push it enough, you don't sort of channel it in the right way. Just because I'm trying to be honest and relatable and let people find it, but it'd be great to get to 100 subscribers. It opens a few doors in terms of YouTube and the technicalities. So if you can, please like, share, subscribe yourself. I know there's some out there who still haven't. So if you can subscribe, be absolutely fantastic, and get me up to that 100 mark. And hopefully I can make it bigger and better in the new year. That's one of my first targets. I think I'm on 77. So I'm on 77 without I do share it, but I don't share it sort of outside my friendship circle. But I'm going to give it a real push, give it a real go, and hopefully can take this further in the new year and make it bigger and better and create some different kind of content. I'm extremely grateful for all the support. I'll see you tomorrow for the live session at 6 p.m, answering those questions, letting people know what's been your highlight of 2020. For now, guys, I've got that one to do. Apologies for being a bit late. Busy day and getting it wrong a few times, but just doing it.